Bad Larry.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bad Larry Kingdom. I'm your host, Bad Larry. Today we are checking out The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 31 from Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, dated December 1965. This cover is interesting. The first like it in its run, utilizing the gaps between the spider legs to give us a preview of the issue. I'm not a big fan of it, but I can appreciate them trying new things. This issue is called If This Be My Destiny, and we're being called to join a new era in the life of Spider-Man as he is entering his college years. This is really a credits page with a nice action sequence which we don't get nowadays. We see Spider-Man will be continuing his battle against these purple-cladded gas gun shooting villains. But who do they work for? Let's find out. These purple goons remind me a lot of Cobra Command or Hydra soldiers. They're well trained, they have matching high-tech suits and gear, and are trying to steal high-valued items compared to the regular bank robbers or jewel thieves that Spider-Man encounters more frequently. There are a few art panels that really date these comics, and the helicopter is one of them. This thing is hilariously wonky. Where did Spider-Man even come from? He was just in the area? Anyway, who cares? He busts in and the action's underway. I can appreciate the tactics of these criminals. Using sleeping gas as an attack versus bullets accomplish two things. Number one, they don't kill anyone, which makes them appear less threatening to the authorities than a murderous gang. And two, the gas is silent. Deadly but smelly. These goons underestimate the lung capacity of Spider-Man though and decide to drop their load into the water. No diddy. We see the evil operation is much larger than I initially thought it was, and this is why these guys reminded me of Cobra Command. The Task Force R is the underwater team. It's very specialized. This group is highly organized and well funded and have to be total underwater fortress base. That's impressive. Spider-Man is fighting, holding his own, because these guys are just regular humans, but the gas is starting to take its effect on him. It's time to literally jump ship. And here's where some laws of physics are being toyed with. I'm fairly sure everyone has seen the TV show The Boys. With Homelander, remember he couldn't save the airplane. He told Maeve because he said he had nothing to stand on to lift it up. This is a similar situation here. How did Spider-Man flip this entire helicopter over while he himself was falling? Where did he get the leverage from? Anyway, Task Force Scar, the scuba team, quickly save their helicopter comrades and leave Spider-Man absolutely befuddled on where the hell they could have gone off to. We witness the internal evil dialogue of the main villain, but his identity is still a secret to Spider-Man and to us, the audience. Old Bones Auntie May is back at it with her bad health. The only thing she does in this run, watch Peter go off to school or off to somewhere and then becomes deathly ill. Oh, one more thing. She hangs out with Mary Jane Watson's mom. That's it. Stan and Steve try to do the best to overwhelm us with this dialogue and where to look at and follow the action. Where's Peter going? He's very busy. This is done purposely to show the crazy rigmarole of a brand new freshman trying to get his bearings at his new college. It's exhausting, even for Peter Parker. Peter comes back home just to find Old Bones finally passes out, furthering the pressure on Peter Parker's life. Why won't she just die? Just kidding, y'all. I don't want Auntie May to die. It's just a joke. Sheesh. The doctor says she's just too sick. It's back at the hospital for Aunt May. What else is new? Peter Parker started college today. He dealt with a major crime syndicate headquartered underwater, has no money for nothing, and now has to worry about Old Bones dying in the hospital, leaving him with no family at all. Peter's going through it. This run depicts Peter like this Often, he's morose, he's got the slumped shoulders, he's down and depressed. At school, he's still slumped over from having no sleep and all this stress with Aunt May. He's just a downer of a dude. I looked up why Steve Ditko made Harry Osborn look like this. The way super pushback hairline and the weird wavy hair and the bow tie and the very weird upward turned nose, it was an exaggeration of his version of the super elite people, the super rich class, which Harry does belong to. He is so rich, he just winds up looking different than everyone else, like an alien to a regular human. We're introduced for the very first time to Gwen Stacy. She's a stunner for sure. And everyone is hating on Peter Parker for being in his own head and ignoring everyone. Flash Thompson and Harry are pissed that Peter is ignoring them. Gwen Stacy is used to being ogled over by all these men everywhere, but Peter doesn't pay her any mind as she does, but she does like the shape of Peter's build. She's kind of liking Peter. These college kids really jump to conclusions, though. They think Peter is all stuck up, when in reality, he's just worried about old bones Auntie May. Harry and Flash can't read human body language at all, seeing that Peter is just focused and depressed, but they think he's an asshole. So they decide to prank Peter, which is what you would do, I guess, back in 1965. Gwen is the only reasonable person saying they should just mind their own business, which is true. This is college. Why does it seem so catty? Anyhow, Gwen's attitude may just be self serving, though. Peter's situation and aloofness has made Gwen thirsty for that spider juice, if you know what I mean. But Peter's totally ices her out. She flips on him like a burger on the grill. Well, Peter needs to lock in. He should have been more aware, and now he's in hot water right away with this professor. The college crew try again to get Peter's attention. No luck. He's got to get to the hospital. Man, these kids are so thirsty for Peter's attention. The point of this whole charade is right here. Peter lies to Old Bones, saying the kids at school are all swell. They're so cool. They're so nice. Peter tells this white lie to save Auntie May from any more discomfort, taking the abuse as Peter Parker like he does as Spider-Man. And he does it with a smile, which is why Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is the best hero example. This doctor is a bit of a negative Nelly, telling Peter old bones Aunt May is on her last leg, might even have to put her down. Again, I'm just kidding. But she's so weak and frail. She just can't take any sort of stress at all, or it might just make the old bag keel over. So Peter has just got to keep everything bad that's going on in his life close to his chest. He's got to fake it just to make it. Put on that happy face just to keep Aunt May alive, I guess. It's a lot of pressure on this guy. And it always comes back to the money. If Peter was rich, he wouldn't have nearly the same stresses. Of course, he uses Spider-Man to save people and take down the villain and all that, but he also does it still by issue 31 to make that money. That's almost equally Peter Parker's motive for being Spider-Man. The money. It's hours and hours of patrolling the city and nothing. Spider-Man can't find anything to get into. Now he's got to get back to home in enough time to cram in some studying, and then he's back at school like a zombie going through the motions. As fine as Gwen Stacy is, Peter can't see the trees for the forest, or whichever way that saying goes. He's just too exhausted and too focused on Aunt May and making money and all that worry, and he can't have any time to socialize. Jameson is the epitome of what have you done for me lately? The news business is tough because yesterday's news is, well, yesterday's news. He needs to sell those papers. He needs new stories. So he sends out Foswell to drum up some stories, and Foswell knows just how to do it. As old Patchy McGee. See, Peter Parker isn't the only one who has an alter ego out here on the streets. We are forced into more drama. bringing Betty Brant into the story by Jameson asking her, "Why hasn't Peter been around trying to sell me any pictures lately, Betty?" Well, it's a good way for Jameson, but the Betty drama is boring now. Ned Leeds proposed marriage to her, and Betty has got this poor fella on standby waiting to see what Peter's going to say about it. Girl, tell that man Ned Leeds, yes, move on with your lives and exit the story. Old Patchy McGee, aka Frederick Foswell, and definitely not the crime master. He sees an old crook that he knows lurking around in the mix. Old Foxy Briggs, what a cool name. Patchy learns there may be a robbery going down with some nuclear material. That's pretty big news. What's old Patchy gonna do with this new information? I can appreciate Stanley addressing us, the reader, directly, saying, "Hey, look, we didn't forget about Spider Man. For real, right? There is a lot of no Spider Man in this issue so far." This ties into the whole schism currently going on between Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Steve is creating the basic storylines, Stan is just writing the dialogue. So, in essence, Stan is throwing Steve Ditko under the bus for making these melodramatic Peter Parker focused issues when Stan himself wants more Spider Man, more action, but still, we get more Peter Parker drama now with Gwen Stacy. I don't know if the constant brush off from Peter Parker is making Gwen like Peter more or what, but now he has drama with her when he hasn't even really met her yet, for cheap's sake. But no rest for the weary. Spider-Man must patrol, he must patrol, he must find some action, because he needs to take those pics in order to make some cash. Old Patchy McGee, aka Foswell, signals Spider-Man with a flashlight, letting Spider-Man know of a robbery about to go down at the pier. This is just the action Spider-Man was needing for multiple reasons. Thanks, Patchy. The purple-cladded conmen think they're Navy SEALs out here, infiltrating a ship from the water. Everyone nowadays thinks they're a master. Early in this run, we had the crime master. Now we're dealing with the master planner. As long as Spider-Man never has to do with the baiting master, well, it'll be fine with me. Y'all get it? The baiting master? Anyway, these guys are up to their old tricks, gassing everyone in order to steal the booty. Well, Spider-Man has a different plan. We haven't seen the face of the master planner yet, but you know who's also a smart cookie, maybe not master planner smart, but it's Spider-Man. Why isn't the gas working on him now? This time, Spider-Man isn't fighting just one purple team. There's a second team as well, high above, looking to snare him in a net. Y'all think a little old net's gonna stop Spider-Man? I don't think so. Nah, Spider-Man rips through that net like old wet toilet paper. Then it's fight, fight, fight. But you still got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to place that camera down to get some sweet, sweet pics to sell to J. Jonah Jameson. Hey, somebody's got to pay for this Spider-Man service, right? The goons make a mistake. They're all running away from Spider-Man in the same exact way, right back into the water. Uh, isn't that a clue? You know, when the goons run home to mommy, you just follow, and then you can find the daddy and then beat him up. We see Patchy was working with both Spider-Man and the cops and caused Spider-Man to miss his opportunity to get some good pictures. Well, Spider-Man is still in the dark to Patchy's real identity. The master planner is dealing with a decent planner. Spider-Man likes to learn your attack, then adapt and overcome to it. He does the old George W. Bush method. Oh, fool me once, well you don't fool me. You can't get fooled again. We learn the master planner's plan is world domination, like you do. Is this Dr. Evil or what Spider-Man is dealing with? And it looks like the doctors at the hospital have run the test, they've run them again. Oh, old bones Aunt May ain't got much time left, according to them. How is that news going to affect Peter Parker? Well, you're going to have to wait until the next issue, number 32, to find out. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you real soon. Peace.